Hello peoples, it's Landon here, and as promised in my previous video, giving you guys just a quick update about Gender House. I can't believe this has been 2 years of running this place and being a landlord. I still can't get over that word. It just has this like weird spin to it. I don't like it. It's just, I like to share my house with people and rent it out for money, but I guess that makes me a landlord. I don't know. Still have some uncomfortability with it, but what can you do? On a positive note though, this year has been really good compared to last year. Last year was nuts. We had like a lot of rental property horror stories, and I think it was just simply because I had no experience with owning a house, let alone having random people live with me. So the first housemates that lived here were essentially guinea pigs, subjected to some pretty whimsical experimentation. But learning from that, this place has been running really well. We still have like one housemate that's lived here the full year, so I guess he's happy. And then another guy, he's a student that moved in back in August, and then we just had a recent housemate move in. He's working at the refinery in North Regina, and so far so good. So the market has changed a little bit. It used to be a time where you would put an ad on the internet and the place would sell in 15 minutes. Like, there was just so much demand for rooms for rent in this town that it was just crazy. It takes about a week to fill up a room now, but then again, like, the rents are higher than they were last year. So I mean, you kind of take that into consideration. Like, really no horror stories to really speak of. We had tile setter guy live here for a while, and he was kind of like a downer, but he was evicted pretty quickly, like within like, 3 hours of getting his notice, so there was like nothing magical there. We did have an internal theft. I had cash stolen from me while I was in the shower, so it's still kind of like, up in the air as to who exactly did it. I mean, through the process of elimination, I have a general idea, but then again, like, you just write it off of your taxes as a loss anyway. Otherwise, I mean, seriously, rental property is still really awesome. I'm so glad this is like my choice of like what I wanted to specialize in, because like, for example, when I was in Mexico, you're in Mexico, you're in a hot place, but you're still making money. Like, when I came home, everybody was like owing me tons of rent, and like, sweet, like, come home after Mexico and get paid. There's not very many occupations that are like that. And then also, like, I mean, not only do you get the rental income, you get the tax benefits of writing off all your expenses, but also you get the appreciation of the house. And I mean, right now there's actually a unit in this complex. They want $219,000 for it, which is a lot of money. I don't think it's going to sell for that much. But it's like, geez Louise, I bought mine for $155. Like, how in 2 years can like it appreciate that much, right? I don't think, salaries have really risen that much. It's quite ridiculous. There have been some changes with the rentalsmen though from my last video that I need to like amend now. A year ago when I did that first year experience of running Gender House, I mentioned that if you rent out weekly, you'd only have to give a week's notice for someone to vacate with just minor cause. And that was true at the time. But a couple months later, they got rid of it, so now you need to give a full month's notice. But as long as like my housemates have the illusion that I have like this ability to like, kick them out early, that's all that really matters, because then they'll pay their rent on time and like not screw with me, right? So here's a bit of a twist of events. My mom has always been kind of, she's been intrigued about what I do, right? She kind of likes this whole concept that you can have someone else pay for your mortgage. And the reason it works out so well in my favor is because I live with my housemates, right? So I have this constant supervision as to what they do on a daily basis. I mean, they're not going to smoke pot in the house, they're not going to bang holes in the wall because I would know right away, right? Whereas in my mom's situation, she works 60 hours a week. She hardly has any time at all, let alone time to deal with a rental property. So I said to my mom, well, why don't you just rent out one of the rooms in your house? And she says, well, no, I don't want to do that because, they might steal something from me or whatever. And I said, well, yeah, I mean, that's one of the risks that you take when you rent rental property, right? So anyways, we had this discussion for several months, and then a couple of weeks ago, she bought a bachelor apartment in downtown Regina. So she's getting possession on the 31st, and now she's like, well, Landon, you'll help me with this, right? Because now that she bought it, she feels kind of scared. And she's like, oh, well, you'll help me with this, you know, you can be like the person to run it for me, right? And I'm kind of like, I don't know. Usually when you work for a family member, things get a little bit weird. So I said to my mom, well, you know, I can help you with a few things. And I said, you know, for $50 a month, I can test the smoke detectors once a month. I can put an ad on Kijiji for you, but you're going to be interviewing these people because it's still your rental property. After the 31st, it'll be a very interesting dynamic because I'll be technically working for my mom, but I don't know, it's going to be really strange. So I'll keep you guys tuned with that. We'll see what it's like. We'll have to like draw up like an actual written agreement because knowing my mom, she'll be like, oh no, you know, we don't need a written agreement, and then like, you know, it'll actually turn out to be horrible, right? So that's pretty much what's going on, and hope you guys take care, and we'll talk to you soon.